Now, lead guitarist Brian May is teaming up with 4 powerhouse voices of the West End stars in aid of Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
And Brian joins us now alongside singer Mazz Murray, who you just saw performing in that video. Good morning to both of you. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
And good morning. Good morning.
I absolutely love it. What a brilliant song. And Brian, tell us how this came about, because you've joined this supergroup called Woman. You've got this single, and it's all for a good cause, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually goes back a long way, because we've all been friends for a long time, since the beginning of We Will Rock You. And the idea came up quite a while ago, well before the COVID thing happened. And it was really all about celebrating, well, not celebrating, but commemorating a great friend of Mazz who we lost to breast cancer. And the idea gradually grew. And of course, we came across this wonderful song. It is a wonderful song. And we found our own way of doing it. And it's just great to be doing that. Here she is.
Oh, so this is Rebekah Gibbs. Mazz, you tell us about Rebekah. I know that she sadly died from breast cancer, and she's part of the inspiration, isn't she, behind this?
She is. She's the reason that it began. We were all friends with her. We'd all worked with her. And, yeah, she lost her battle. But before she did, I promised her in particular, and her husband, Ash, and her gorgeous little girl, Gigi, that we would do something to raise awareness. And that's what we've done, really, and we're just trying to keep it going. She made a lot of changes. You know, she was terrific. She met with Alan Johnson, who at the time was the health minister, and she got a rule change that now women do have to be screened if they have any problems whatsoever or worries about anything to do with their boobs. Within 2 weeks, they now have to be referred. So she did a lot of good, and we're trying to continue it, really.
Excellent. Well, you will be, you know, by putting this together, by raising the money as well as raising the awareness. And Mazz, how was it putting the video there? We saw it with you were you all socially distanced? You were having to manage it quite differently, which I imagine is quite difficult when you're all good friends, you've worked together for years, trying to juggle all of that.
It was really hard. You know, one of the hardest bits of it was because none of us had been out for weeks. And this was the first time that we got together. And thankfully, the wonderful owners of E1 in Wapping gave us this enormous space to use. And the hardest bit was not hugging and not cuddling. But we managed to do it. We were a bit giddy, as you can see from the video, because we'd not been out. But it was great. You know, I dragged Brian there backwards for vegan pizza, and it was all good.
Good pizza.
And Brian, for you to be doing anything at the moment is quite something, because you've had one hell of a year. You had a heart attack, and it was a pretty serious one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty bad, and the complications that came afterwards were pretty bad. So it's been a big mountain to climb to get back up to strength again. But it's become my new religion, really. I just exercise. I do my cardio rehab every day, and I'm getting strong. I'm going to be Iron Man soon. I'm very grateful. I mean, I had a wonderful surgeon at Harewood, and you know, I'm so grateful to be alive, because a few years ago that couldn't have happened. I have 3 stents in me, which are working just fine, and I feel good. So,
and I mean, it's great to see you looking so well now, but I know at one point it was so serious. You had a big reaction to the medication. How bad was it at that stage?
Yeah, it was shocking. That's the point where I nearly lost my life, actually, not the heart attack, strangely enough, yeah. And it's worth, I mean, if anybody wants to talk about it, you know, get in touch with me, because you have to be so careful with the medication that they give you, because it's great for the stents, it's great for the heart, but it's not very good for the rest of your body, and you can really go down. So it's a tightrope you walk.
What was your condition at that point then? What happened to you with this medication?
The worst thing, a number of things, actually. The worst thing that happened was a stomach hemorrhage. And I lost an awful lot of blood all at one time, and just was wiped out, couldn't move, couldn't get across the floor. So that was the worst point for me. But I had a bit of a bad time all around. It sounds amusing, really, catalogue of disasters, because I had sciatica as well. And I'm not quite sure how I got that, but the pain from that was so excruciating, I couldn't really go through with the operation at first for the stents. The actual heart operation was a doddle compared with the sciatica.
Yeah. Been a tough time.
But I'm good.
Good.
And you've been very grateful to Anita, haven't you, as well? She's been very, you know, right by your side in the last few months.
She's been amazing, you know, apart from cooking. She is a lifesaver. She
is amazing. She's amazing.
Yeah. But she picked me up, yeah. I mean, literally and metaphorically. She just got me through, totally.
And obviously we're living through difficult times at the moment. You know, it's been months of uncertainty, hasn't it? And Brian, you think you might have had coronavirus, which was what could have caused some issues?
It's possible, yeah. My heart guy said he doesn't rule it out. It's such a strange virus, and it's still so much unknown. It's possible because the virus does thicken the blood, and a lot of people do get a heart attack or a stroke after they've had coronavirus. We're learning about long COVID now, aren't we?
Yeah.
And I'm hoping I don't have that. I mean, it's only a theory. I don't know. The only thing is I didn't tick any of the boxes to get the heart attack. I'm not a drinker. I wasn't smoking. I don't eat fatty foods. I don't have a family history, so I'm not really clear what happened. Also, I exercise every day on tour. The last Queen tour, I was up every day on the bike, so it doesn't really make sense. But again, I'm happy. I'm grateful, and I had a year off to recover, didn't I?
Are you in a need to taking extra precautions now, then, being very careful with the increase in the rate of the virus that we're seeing up and down the country?
Yeah, we're sort of ridiculously careful. We really don't go anywhere, and it was a big event for me to go out and do this video, and wonderful fun. Yeah, but we were all very cautious. No, I don't go anywhere. I don't go shopping. I don't go. The only thing I can do is go on a little one-way and back trip to my studio, which now I can do. I couldn't do it in the first lockdown, and that was really hard. I lost a huge part of my life, but now hopefully, in the near future, I can get up there and back, and I can make music. So that keeps me going.
At least you haven't got to worry about lockdown hair. Your locks are just still, you know, they're growing beautifully there, Brian.
They're not quite what they were, but, you know.
Looking good. And Mazz,
I'm 105, you know.
You're looking great, mate. Yeah.
Mazz, how has the last few months been for you? Because, of course, you know, it's theatres are in limbo, aren't they? How worried are you about the industry, what's going to happen, not being able to perform? It's been really difficult times, hasn't it?
Yeah, and I come from a really, tight-knit community, and we watched the Oliviers the other night, and it was beautiful and sad, wasn't it? But yeah, we're hopeful that the minute you get the green light, it'll go. We've got wonderful people, that are in charge or running the majority of our theatres: Cameron McIntosh, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Judy Kramer, my boss at Mamma Mia, and we're hopeful that they're going to just do everything they can to keep the theatres open and be ready for us, and that we'll all have jobs to return to. That really is the idea. They've actually been amazing. They've been supportive, and we all miss it.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. We all miss it as well, definitely. And Brian...
I was speaking to a theatre producer only last week, and they were saying that, they're trying to be positive. Imagine the days, if the theatres do remain open, imagine opening night, when everything is back to normal again. It's just going to be fantastic, and it's going to remind us why
be chaos, isn't it?
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's going to be quite something.
It's going to be chaos.
We'll all be looking forward to that.
Everyone will be crying.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And Brian, I know that Queen and Adam Lambert, the tour has had to be postponed as well. So it's difficult times, isn't it, for the music industry coping with this?
It's very hard.
Oh, I think we've lost you. Can you still hear us, Brian? Have we lost the signal?
Has he gone?
Oh,
there he is.
He's back.
There he is.
I'm hoping I'm back again. Am I back again?
Yes,
Yeah,
you're back
you're
again.
back
We can
again,
hear you.
It all went strange. Yeah, I mean, it's the industry which surrounds our industry is the hardest hit. All these people who make stages and do sound and lights and everything are in a terrible state because they don't get any support, and really they're all giving up. So when everything does get back to normal, assuming it does, it's going to be very hard for that industry to come back together. We can survive, we can record and stuff, but we miss performing, obviously. It's very hard. It's like having piece of your body cut off, really. It's very weird not being able to get out there and see people and give them what you know they want.
Yeah. Well, we hope those days will come very, very soon. Brian May of Queen, thank you so much. Mazz Murray, thank you, and good luck so much.
Download the single.
Yes, I'm a Woman is out now, and it's for a fantastic cause.